that official introduction. 5'3" with the big brown eyes and a smile that's lethal. She on the vlog lane now, coming for the title, believe it.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl T Michelle back here with another video, another episode review of The Chi, Season 8, Episode 8. Y'all, we getting closer. We getting closer to the end. I don't know what's gonna happen, but we getting closer to the end. All right, y'all, let's get into it. We just gonna jump straight into it. Like, why waste time? We just gonna jump straight into it. So, Detective Toussaint pulls up on Bakari in Nuck's house. And of course, she wants to know where her informant is. She's like, what's good? Like, where he at? So Bakari, of course, is like, well, I don't know where he's at. And she's like, she know he lying. You can tell that boy is lying. And she know he lying. She like, either you can tell me now or I could go find out for myself. And that's not going to be good if I go find out for myself. So he's like, somebody took him out. So she's like, somebody took him out. Who? He's like, well, I don't know who took him out. Then she starts talking all that detective talk about warrants and coming back with handcuffs and all type of shit like that. And he's like, listen, ask his girl. She like, well, who his girl? He like Tiffany. I think Bakari is tired. I feel like he's tired. He like, listen, either he's tired or he's really about to make a break for Atlanta. Now, listen, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. Correct me if I'm wrong, because, you know, it's been a long time. Wasn't Kane going to Atlanta, too, in Menace to Society? Wasn't Kane about to go with Ronnie to Atlanta? Correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. Am I bugging out, or isn't that where Kane was about to go? But like I said, I think Bakari is tired. He's tired of these people fucking with him. He's tired of people putting him in shit. He's tired. And I think that's why he was like, listen, I don't know who killed him, but you should ask his girl. Ask Tiffany. So I'm guessing the wedding is like right around the corner. Like, they doing this real fast. Like, they wrapping shit up real fast. So I'm guessing, my guess is that the wedding is going to be the last episode. So they having their wedding or whatever, and they having their little bachelorette and bachelor parties, and Keisha's all sad. Y'all, I feel like she taking this a little too hard. For this to just be her baby father, granted, they didn't have beef or nothing like that, but I just feel like you acting like that's your nigga. Like, you grieving him like that's your nigga. And I get, you know, damn, my son don't have a father. This is so sad. I get it. But I just feel like Keisha's doing too much. She doing too much, and it don't feel right. So she's all sad, and she's sitting on the couch or whatever with Emmett, and Emmett is holding her, and he's like, you don't want to get ready for your party? Like, you don't want to go to your party? She's like, I really don't want to go. I don't feel like celebrating nothing. And he's like, listen, I understand that you sad about Nuck, but girl, we got to keep on living our life. Like, we getting married. Like, we supposed to be happy. This is supposed to be a happy time. And she's like, I don't know if I can. And he's like, please. He's like, can you please just try? Like, that's all I'm asking you to do is try. And so she agrees that she's going to try. And he's like, you can even get a little tipsy. You can get a little fucked up. I mean, if it's going to help take your mind off shit, you can even get a little fucked up. She's like, you know, I'm not that type of girl. And he's like, I know. That's why I'm marrying you. And she's like, that's the only reason. He's like, no, you the love of my life. I said, listen, whatever you got to say to get her ass back in the groove of things, because like I said, I think she's taking this a little too far. But it's just to be your baby father. I feel like you taking this a little too far. This next scene was so stupid. Like, this next scene was just like, girl, you pissing everybody off. Like, it's not just the viewers. It's not just Bakari. It's not just Nuck's people. You pissing off everybody. So Tiffany and Victor are sitting at the table together, right? Like for real, they go together. They don't know it yet, but they go together. But they sitting at the table like a couple. And she's like, you ain't gonna say nothing? He's like, well, what is there to say? And she's like, you clearly pissed off about something. And he's like, I don't want you working with Reg. And she's like, what I do with your brother don't got nothing to do with you. And he like, man, you love a toxic nigga. Didn't I say that, y'all? Didn't I say that how in the beginning I had said that I think Tiff secretly knew she didn't want to admit it to herself because that dick was too good. But like I said, Nuck may have been an asshole, but he was fine. So I be like, she didn't want to admit it, but she knew that nigga did something when it came to Rob. She knew that Alicia had the wrong person when she killed what's the little boy name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. When she killed that nigga, she knew like she got the wrong person. So I feel like it's the same thing. I had said that. I said she like toxic, crazy niggas. She like niggas that's a little crazy, that like to shoot people and do all type of shit like that. Rob wasn't innocent neither. He was just a little bit more smarter than the average street nigga. But he wasn't innocent neither. And he the one that got her into selling weed. But anyway. So he like, yeah. You just like a toxic nigga. She like, you need to respect me. And he's like, listen, respect gotta be earned. And she's like, yeah, but I'm your boss. Like, she really feeling herself. And he's like, oh, my fault. I thought that we was friends. And she was like, you supposed to protect me. He's like, listen, bitch, I can't protect you from Reg, all right? That's one nigga I cannot protect you from. You get involved with his ass, you on your own. Like, don't come looking for me. And then she gonna say, all big into, I'm not scared of him. All right, girl. Well, then what you talking all that shit for? What you talking all that shit about? Oh, you supposed to protect me. You ain't scared. What you need protection from? If you ain't scared. Big bad wolf Tiffany. All right. We gonna see what happens with that one. So Rashad has a little moment with the little young ones. They are so cute. I don't really know why they're here, because this is the last season. And I say I don't know why they're here because naturally, if there was a little bit more seasons, you would be like, oh, okay, that's the new little three. Like, you know how it was Jake, Papa, and Kevin. Okay, this is the new little three. All right, that makes sense. But I don't know why they're there. This is the last season. But it's nice to have them. They're very cute and they're very talented little boys. So Rashad is having a little moment with them, and they're talking about their fathers and how I don't know that other little boy name. I know Devontae and I know the big boy, but I don't know that other little boy name. I'll be forgetting the big one's name. But he's like, yeah, my father sells drugs and da 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 da. And Devontae's like, I'm sure he won't want you telling people that. And he like, nigga, people know what my father be doing. And then they start asking Rashad, why he went to jail and why he did this. And he was like, well, first time I went to jail was for stealing and all type of this. And he's like, listen, little niggas, y'all got to be better than us. And I thought that was a real moment. That was a real moment, to be honest. He was being honest about his past, but at the same time being like, listen, y'all need to be better than us. Y'all need to do better than us. Learn from our mistakes, okay? And then he's like, all right, so listen, when y'all come back, bring y'all sneakers and stuff. We're going to ball up and do whatever. And they like, you too old to be doing that. He's like, too old. All right, we going to find out. Y'all need to stop calling people old. Listen, I must say, being, that I just turned 40. This is besides the shy, but it just put me in the mind of it. I had went out the other night, y'all, and I felt like one of the Golden Girls. Like, honestly, where I went, it was nothing but college kids. And I had no idea it was nothing but college kids. But I'm looking around and I'm like, I felt so out of place. Like, I might look your age, but I'm not. I felt so out of place, y'all. But anyway, y'all, next thing, we're gonna move on. I don't know Kyla Pratt's name in the show, but Kyla, girl, run. You need to run. You need to get the fuck up out of Dodge. Like, right now. Like, right now. I know you talking tough and you thinking that you running the show with this nigga, but please, run. So Kyla Pratt's character, ain't that funny? She's on my shirt. So Kyla Pratt's character is laying in the bed and she on her phone, texting or whatever. And stiff necked Smitty is laying on her. Cause I guess they go together now. Like I guess it's not just fucking now. Now it's like we together, we dating. And he get up talking about who you texting. She like, I don't have to tell you that. He's like, yes, you do, because we go together, don't we? She's like, I don't gotta tell you that. That don't mean that you get to be in my business. So I think she had said Emmett is trying to turn Smitty's into a franchise and he wants me to help with the locations. Then this nigga gonna say, well, I don't know if I want you to work. And she's like, nigga, you broke. You ain't. She ain't say that, but she was just like, you ain't got enough money to fund my lifestyle. He's like, I make money. She's like, you don't make enough money to fund my lifestyle. So until you make enough money to fund my lifestyle, you can't be talking like that and saying that you don't know if you want me to work. Nigga, you ain't got no say in none of this. But yo, he making too much demands. Like, let me tell y'all, for all my sisters out there, I understand and I get that sometimes you don't know your own power. Okay? I get it, y'all, because sometimes I don't know my own power with these niggas. I don't be knowing. But let me just tell y'all, if y'all ever get with a dude and after like a week or something, he talking about y'all go together and he always want to be around you and all type of shit. Either two things. He either trying to love bomb you to set your ass up or he crazy. Like this nigga Smitty. This nigga's crazy. He's possessive and he's abusive. Like he already known for socking and bopping bitches, and she's still taking the risk. She like to live dangerously because I know in her head she thinking, oh, he ain't gonna do that to me. Girl, he'll do that to anybody. So what I'm saying is, Kyla Pratt, you need to run. You need to run. This nigga already making demands. Nah, run, girl, run. You know, Reg this season, Reg is really showing his sensitive side this season. And he's sitting on the couch at his girl's house, Reagan Gomez. I don't know these people's names, y'all. I just know, and I'ma always call them that. I'ma just call them by their real names because that's what I know them as. But Reg is sitting on the couch like somebody stole his fucking bike. And his girl come in and she's like, what's wrong? You know, she trying to be nice. Like, well, what's wrong? He like, nothing. Nothing is wrong. She's like, but you ain't said nothing since we got home. He's like, ain't nothing wrong. And she's like, first of all, like, this is what we call communication. This is what happens when you're in a relationship. You communicate with people. You talk about what's troubling you. So he's like, I miss my brothers. And she's like, oh. She's like, oh. And she's like, well, what do you want to do about that? Do you want to call them? Do you want to talk to them? He's like, them niggas ain't fucking with me. She was like, well, can you understand why they don't want to fuck with you? Like, nigga, look how you act. Like, of course they don't want to fuck with you. And then he's like, well, I am who I am. And she's like, well, maybe you should think about changing a little bit. You know, if you want them in your life, if it matters to you that much, maybe you might want to think about or consider being a better guy. Now he sits there in deep thought, like, that's a concept. So then he's like, I ain't with all of this emotional shit and talking about my feelings and shit. I ain't with all of that. And she's like, well, that's what we call being an adult. And when you're an adult and you love somebody and you love your family, you express that to them, nigga. Like, grow the fuck up. And he do need to grow up. You know, you ain't gotta be a gangster. You ain't gotta be on that gangster thug stuff all the time. You could be nice, especially to your family. But I already told y'all, it's a lot of shit with the three of them, and we're gonna get into that a little bit more and later on in the episode. So Bakari is sitting in the house smoking with his sister. And she's like, oh, so you a snitch now? He's like, I wasn't going to take responsibility for something that I didn't do. And she's like, well, I'm glad you feel like that, because now what? Because now what if she kill you? He like, she not gonna kill me. And he's like, I'm tired of running. I want my freedom. I'm tired of it. I told y'all Bakari is tired. He tired of the shit. She's like, yeah, but what if you done told and she gonna know it was you? What if she kill you? He's like, nah, she not gonna kill me. She like, you don't know that. And what if she do try to kill you? And he's like, I'll just tell Lene what to do. And she's like, you ain't gotta get Lene involved into this. He's like, she's already involved. And his sister's like, not that much, but you don't want to do it. He's like, listen, I'm tired. I'm tired of running. I want my freedom. And she's like, yeah, me too. So I think that's like the gateway, y'all, that they really about to dipset to Atlanta. Why they would want to come here, I don't know. So now we get into the bachelor parties and everything. And the guys are there and they're having a little poker party. That's their little bachelor party. The little poker party. So they all sitting around talking, basically talking about the same shit over and over, talking about life, talking about love, talking about relationships. And Rashad talking about how he wants to get really serious with Patience, how he really wants to, do the family thing with her and everything like that. And once again, not everybody, Rashad brings up Nuck. Like I said, I don't understand why these motherfuckers wanted this motherfucker gone, and now he's gone, and everybody's looking for him. So Rashad is like, well, where's Nuck at? No, not Rashad. It was Darnell. Darnell's the one that brought it up. And Darnell is like, where's Nuck? Ain't nobody seen Nuck. I ain't seen him since the engagement. He wasn't at the engagement party, like none of that. So Rashad is like, he probably still in his feelings about the whole thing. So then Darnell is like, yeah, well, I can understand that. I mean, don't nobody want to see their baby mama get married. And Victor and Emmett look at each other, and Emmett is like, I need a drink. So they go over there. Emmett goes and gets his drink. And Victor follows him. And of course, they got to have their little sidebar and have their little talk or whatever like that. So Emmett is like, listen, I got to tell Keisha about what happened, because I'm not trying to get married and be keeping secrets from her. Like, I have to tell her what happened. And so Victor is like, no, you can't do that. Like, just wait until after the wedding is over. This is going to be bad if you tell her now. Like, if you tell her that her maid of honor and her best friend is the one responsible and the one that killed her baby father, this is going to be bad. And then Victor is like, Rob didn't deserve to die. And Emmett is like, I understand that he didn't deserve to die. And even though I can't stand Nuck, he didn't deserve to die neither. So then, this is why I said, Victor, I don't know what's going on with you, but you better straighten up. So then, he's like, well, we could just keep letting people believe that Bakari did it. And Emmett is like, that is not cool. And he said, yeah, but he agreed to it. So, I mean, fuck it. He agreed to it. And so Emmett is like, that is not right. And that is not cool. And he's like, listen, it wasn't my decision. And he's like, yeah, but you going along with it. He's like, Tiff is really running you. And he's like, but it's true. Tiffany's telling him what to do, and he's actually doing it. Like, that this shit is fucked up. That that's not right. And that's not cool to be setting up this boy to take the fall for something that she did. That was her decision to do that. Shit, didn't nobody tell her to do that. And it's partially your fault too, Victor, because why did you tell her? You should have told her at another time. Like, you should have told her in a different... Like, y'all should have had a plan. That's what I'm saying. If you was going to tell her, you should have had a plan. Your ass was just like, listen, Nuck killed Rob. And that was it. And then and the only thing that you said to her was, look, promise me that you're not going to wild out. Like, come on. Like, this is your fault too, Victor. So Victor's like, listen, let's just get through the wedding. Let's just get through the wedding. That's it. Let's just get through the wedding. The girls' bachelorette, Keisha's bachelorette party is basically a spa day or a spa night or whatever the hell like that. And that's cool, but you don't know these people. Am I the only one that felt like that? I was like, all these people is basically all the girls in the cast. But I'm like, she don't know them. Like, when was y'all ever chilling? When was y'all ever talking? Like, everybody, all the girls from the cast. I'm like, you don't know them, bitch. They don't know you. But I guess they needed women to fill up the scene. So I mean, whatever. Whatever you want to do, Lena. So they getting their little massages and everything. Girl, Sway done came in. Y'all remember Sway? He was banging Jada. Sway was banging Jada, and now he rubbing on Emmett's wife. Now he rubbing on Keisha. So he done rubbed on your mama, and he done rubbed on your wife to be. Like, ooh, Sway was getting them corners. Sway was getting out all them nicks and crannies and stuff like that. So all the girls is in there getting their feet done, getting their nails done, getting all rubbed up on and massaged and stuff like that. And then they go and they sit down and they having their little wine and they having their little girl talk or whatever. And they start talking and they talking about relationships and they talking about settling down and if they want to settle down, if they want to have kids. Karuchi, she talking about how she don't know because sometimes she like to be cuddled up and sometimes she like to be in relationship. You see, that's the problem. That's the problem with the world today. You got motherfuckers that want both instead of just choosing one. Like, why you got to be greedy? I understand that we are all entitled to have all the things that we want in life, especially happiness. We are all entitled to happiness. But why you got to be greedy and be on some shit like, oh, well, I want this and I want that too. I don't want to be in a relationship. Yeah, but I also want someone to be committed to me. Like, how you live in an oxymoron? It don't make no sense to me. And I feel like that's the problem with motherfuckers today. That's why the dating pool got piss and shit in it. Because people can't make up their mind on what they want. Because then she turns around and she says, I would love if I was with a dude who let me have a little girlfriend on the side. No, why don't you just be single? Why don't you just be single and fuck whoever it is that you want to fuck? And then all the other girls start tuning in and chiming in about how they curious about being with girls or if they have been with girls and all type of shit. Then they start asking the stud chick, you know, why would two studs have sex? It was a stupid conversation. It was a stupid conversation, in my opinion. I'm like, why are we talking about this? Who cares? This is my theory. Have sex with who you want to have sex with. Get your pleasure from whoever you want to get your pleasure from. And if you are that type of person that feels like you need more than one person to satisfy you, you need to stay single. Why you need to be in a committed relationship if you greedy? If you greedy, be greedy by yourself. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, that's basically what they was talking about. So then, Smitty's ex-girl, she's like, every time I try to get into a new relationship, it's like my exes pop up. First it was Smitty, and now it's my baby father. So then Kyla Pratt jumps up and she's like, I'm dating Smitty. And she's like, well, make sure he don't smack you. Make sure that nigga don't smack you. And then her sister is like, well, if he do smack her, then we can handle it. We can take that nigga out. And here go Tiffany. Ain't nothing wrong with taking out a nigga sometimes. The whole table paused. The whole table stopped. Like, and Keisha's like, her face is like, bitch, what you mean by that? It's all right to take a nigga out sometime. Keisha's like, so this is why this bitch ain't that upset. Why she ain't really been wilding out. Why she been cool this whole time. The wheels is turning. Keisha's starting to put two and two together just from that one comment. All right. Moving on. So Darnell hires a little sexy magician for his bachelor party. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie, I was happy to see that because the way the previews was looking, it was making it look like he cheated on her. So I was like, oh, it's a little magician, and that's why she looked like that. They had her looking like a straight stripper, which she is. She kind of looked like she a stripper too, but she do magician shit on the side. So she come and step out of that fish tank, And she got the deck of cards and all type of stuff. She do the little magic. She take Victor's chain and then she give it back to him. And then she at the table with them. And I don't know what they was playing, but yeah, she throwing cards and doing all type of stuff like that. Then at the end of it all, everybody laughing, having a good time. And at the end of it all, she done stole Emmett's watch, which is his wedding ring. She should have just bought him a real ring. I didn't understand the watch part. I really didn't get it. And I know that some men don't wear rings, but a lot of men do wear rings. They just don't be wearing no girly rings. A lot of men that you see that are married, they have those cute little black bands. And you know, I ain't gonna, when I was engaged, y'all, that's what I got my ex. I got him a little black band. And listen, the watch thing, that was nice, but I was just like, a watch? A watch could easily get broken. A watch could easily get damaged. A watch could easily get lost. A watch could easily get stolen. And look, the girl stole Emmett's watch. So all the girls, this part, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. This hurt my heart so bad. So all the girls are giving Keisha her flowers. And then, you know, Tiffany stands up and she's like, you know, at first I didn't understand, you know, why you and Emmett were together and why he chose you and all type of stuff. But then I realized that he wasn't for me. I was mad because I wanted him to be with me, but he wasn't for me. He wasn't my person. He was made for you and you were made for him. And she's like, our friendship over the years, we done been through so much, and our friendship over the years, and I love you so. Girl, I was like, you laying it on thick for somebody that done kill her baby father. Like, you are laying it on thick, girl. Like, goodness gracious. And I felt so bad because they shared a moment, you know, telling each other how much they loved each other. Tiffany saying, you know, thank you for being there for my son and taking care of my son. And Keisha saying, girl, I love you too. You this, you that. You're a great mom. You're the best friend I always had. You're always there. Girl, they was going in, and I was just like, when this shit hits the fan, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be real bad. And I'm not putting nothing past Keisha. I'm really not. Keisha done had a good time. She feeling a little and she want to do a little and she tries to do a little and then she notices, she look at the night table. Now, I don't know how that happened, y'all, because if I'm trying to do a little I ain't looking at the watch, I ain't looking at the damn night table. I ain't looking at the night table, I'm looking at you. But somehow, she climbs on top of him and looks at the nightstand and sees that the watch ain't there. So she's like, where's your watch? And he's like, somebody stole it. She's like, somebody stole it? Who? She's like, my dad got this sexy magician off of Instagram and she stole my watch. So she's all mad and she's like, I don't believe you, Emmett. I can't believe you, Emmett. And she all mad. Girl, I would have still got some dick. I would have been mad, but I still would have got some dick and then I would have went to sleep. But she turned over, went to sleep, wouldn't let him touch her. She was so mad. So just when everything is fine, everybody done had a good time at their bachelor party, minus the comment that Tiffany made, and minus Emmett getting his watch stolen. Everything going fine. Victor gets a call that his mother had overdosed in a hotel. Child, I said, why? I said, we didn't need to do that. Lena, we didn't need to do that. She was gone. And we were left up to assume whatever the hell she was doing was what the hell she was doing. But then to get that's like finally closing the chapter out. We know she not coming back no more. She not coming back no more neither. Either way, because it's the last season. But even still, like, I was just like, we didn't need that. But Victor gets a call that his mother OD'd in a hotel. And Tiffany is like, oh my gosh. And she tries to console him. And he's like, I gotta go identify her body. Then he calls Reg. And you can see that Reg is excited. Like, oh shit, Trig is calling me. But picks up the phone. And you can see the emotion all in his face. That, oh my gosh. So then they at the house. And they sitting there and they talking. And Reg is crying. Like I said, y'all, he really showing emotion this season. He crying, he all upset. But y'all know that the Reg was the closest one to the mother. So it makes sense. So he's like, what we gonna do without our mother? What we gonna do? And Victor's like, I don't know, but we gonna bury her and we gonna give her the respect that she deserves, and we gonna take care of it. And he's like, did you tell Jake? And he was like, nah, I didn't tell him yet. I feel like we should tell him together. He's like, man, I can't do that. I can't tell him. I can't look him in his face and tell him that. And he's like, all right, I'll tell him, but you need to be there. And he was like, y'all don't fuck with me. He's like, y'all don't fuck with me. And he's like, well, nigga, maybe you need to start being somebody that we fuck with. Like, how about that? What the fuck? It's very simple. You know we don't fuck with you and you want us to fuck with you. So why don't you stop acting like an asshole? It makes perfect sense. So then, Rashad is back at the center with the boys and they're playing game. They playing the game and they do, everything is good. Rashad is good with kids. Like, I will not take that away from him. He's a bum, but he's good with kids. So then Darnell tells Riley, I'm thinking about giving the house to Rashad. And she's like, that's a good idea. He's like, he wanted to he wants to do things a little bit more serious with patience. He wants to start a family. He's doing this. He's good. Like, he's like, I always knew if he ever had kids that he would be a good father. And Riley is like, you know what? You absolutely right. I think that that's a good idea. This nigga getting people to give him houses and all type of shit like that. I wish I knew somebody like that. I wish somebody would look at me and just like, you know what? Tracy is a good girl. She's a good woman. Let's put her in a house. Let's put her in a mansion. So yeah, Riley is like, that's a good idea. And then when Riley sees him, Riley is like, you know what? You real good with kids. There's a position for a counselor. There's a paid position for a counselor here. You should apply. And he's like, yeah, I think I will. And all type of stuff. Rashad, like I said, Rashad is very good with kids. Let's not forget that he mentored Bakari. So I think this will be a good thing for him. So now he got a job and he got a house. Like, this nigga right here, he is coming up in the world. He got a house and he got a car and he got a girl. Like, good job, Rashad. I'm glad that you're not ending the season being a bum, living off of other people. Now, this next scene is crazy. So, and it just goes to show you their dynamic as brothers. So, Victor and Reg sit Jake down to tell him about that their mother is gone. And Vic and Jake looks at Victor and was like, the last time you seen her, you told her not to ever come back. And Victor don't got nothing to say, because it's true. Victor was very hard on the mother. And I get why. He was very hard on the mother. But that's when Reg steps in. Reg actually steps up and he's like, listen, she wanted us to stick together. She wanted us to love each other. She wanted us to be together, so we should do that. That's what we should do. That was her last wish, and that's what we should do. Jake is like, I ain't fucking with that. Jake is like, no, I ain't fucking with that. And who do he run to? He runs to his brother. He runs to the person that he said is his brother. He runs to Bakari. And ain't no words, ain't no speaking and talking about our feelings. They just smoking a blunt. And Bakari is like, bro, I'm sorry about your mother. I'm real sorry about your mother. And that was that. And consoling him. But you notice he ain't trying to be consoled by his real brothers. He wants to be consoled by his brother, Bakari, his real brother. That goes to show y'all blood don't mean everything. The three of them got three different roads of life. Even though they brothers, but they got three different roads of life. Especially, they got three different relationships with their mother, I should say. You got Victor, who she was there, but she neglected him. Then you got Reg, who she spoiled the fuck out of him. And then you got Jake, who was abandoned by her. He don't know her like that. So you got three different relationships with their mother. And then amongst each other, they got a strained relationship. Victor and Jake are like this. But Victor and Reg are like complete opposites. So it's gonna take a lot of work, y'all. It's gonna take a lot of work, and it's gonna take a lot of counseling. And we only got 2 more episodes. So as far as the brothers, I don't know what's gonna happen. I really don't know what's gonna happen with them. So Bakari goes and he makes his last drop to Reggie, and he's like, "All right." He's like, "All right, you can go." He's like, "Thank you, you can go." And he's like, "No, this is the last drop. This is officially the last drop. I'm leaving. That's it. I'm done." He's like, "Nigga, I don't give a fuck what you do. I don't care. Go." And then Bakari turns around and he's like, "I'm sorry about your mother." And you can tell that I don't know how to take that, because even though Reggie is like, "Appreciate it, stay safe," it's almost like, how you know that? That means that Jake came in and talked to you. Like Jake was around your ass. He left us sitting at the kitchen table and went to your ass and was telling you about our mother. So like I said, he could have been thinking that, or he could have been like, for real, like, "Oh, well, thank you for saying that. Stay safe." I don't know, y'all. We gonna find out. And y'all, this is the last scene. So Keisha comes in to Emmett and she apologizes to him. And he's like, "Why you apologizing?" And she's like, "I apologize for getting mad about the watch." And he's like, "Okay." And she's like, "I appreciate that you actually told me. Like, you didn't hide it from me. You didn't lie to me about it. You told me the truth." And she's like, "I appreciate it." She was like, "That's not important. You know, like, you grown so much as a man." You know, basically giving him his props and all that. But at the same time, he like, damn, she talking about my honesty and she talking about my loyalty and keeping it a buck with her. And here I am holding the biggest secret of the fucking season. I'm holding that I know who killed her baby father. And it's her best friend. And girl, why they close out the damn episode with that baby face on? Y'all, that used to be my shit on the For the Cool In You album. Y'all, Never Keeping Secrets, child. The words of that song fit perfectly, because when I heard it, I'm like, this does not go with the episode. But then I was like, oh, it's that song. So Emmett got a choice to make. He got a choice to make. Is he going to tell her before the wedding and keep up what he's been doing, being honest with his wife? Or is he going to keep the secret until after the fact and after the wedding? Personally, y'all, I don't know. I don't know, because I feel like it's a catch-22. I feel like either way it's gonna be fucked up, but you gotta figure out which fucked up would you prefer. If he tells her before the wedding, she could be like, "I'm not getting married. No, nothing against you, but I'm not in the mood to get married. I can't get married with this in my head. I need to," like, all her focus is going to be on Tiffany. Like, I got to get Tiffany, or I got to do this with Tiffany, or whatever with Tiffany. Mind you, Detective Toussaint pulled up on Tiffany and is asking questions and all type of stuff like that. And she gives her regular script, like, "Well, I don't know, and I don't know where he at, and I don't know shit, and I didn't have nothing to do with that," and blah, 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 blah. Now she know Bakari done opened his mouth, because now cops is coming at her door. It's one thing to have Nux people coming to her door asking her questions, but now she got a detective coming to her door asking her questions. And I believe this bitch said, "Oh, well, I got your name. Your name is out there. I got your name from somebody, one of his acquaintances," or whatever the fuck she said. So now she knows that Bakari done opened his mouth. But back to what I was saying when I said, if he tells her, if Emmett tells her before the wedding, all her focus is going to be on Tiffany and handling Tiffany. If he tells her after the wedding, her focus is going to be on Tiffany, but it's also going to be on, like, "Nigga, you kept this from me and you knew about this the whole time and you kept this from me and I married your bitch ass." It's a lose-lose situation. And I feel bad for Emmett, because he's a good guy. He's a good guy and he's trying to do the right thing. But y'all, I don't know. I don't know. Because Tiffany pulls a gun on somebody. She pulls a gun on somebody. Y'all, I think Tiffany's gonna die. think she's gonna die. You wanna know why I think she's gonna die? I think she's gonna die because she's trying too hard to mimic Alicia. And we all know how Alicia got taken out. And she got taken out in the most unexpected way. Like, you know, we wasn't even expecting Rosalind. We really wasn't. I knew she probably would get killed by somebody, but Rosalind just popped up out of nowhere and just and killed her. So I feel like Tiffany gonna get taken out. And maybe it's not Bakari. Maybe Bakari does make it to Atlanta. Maybe, you know, they switched up the Menace to Society. Maybe they switched it up a little bit. They changed it. And he gonna make it to Atlanta and it's gonna be her ass that gets taken out. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. It's heating up. But yeah, y'all, that's it for this review. So like, comment, and subscribe. We'll listen at the same time again next week and see what's gonna happen. Y'all, I don't know. So leave the comments down there what y'all think is gonna happen. Let me know. Let your girl know. Let your girl know. What are your thoughts? How do you feel about it? You know, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you know the next time I post. And y'all, I will catch y'all in the next one. I love y'all. Peace.
I'll take over, you better learn it. The queen is here to stay, the game is over, yeah, she earned it. The queen is here to stay, the game is over, yeah, she earned it. That's Tracy Michelle, putting the whole city down. The queen is here to stay, the game is over, yeah, she earned it. Tracy Michelle.